Facebook or X or maybe a different social media, I want to welcome you here. Hey, do me a favor, since you guys are on social media, would you mind, if you like what you hear, and see, hit that thumbs up button, um, subscribe to our service, give us some good comments, leave some comments down there. Sure would appreciate that, and that would help us in the social media arena, okay? Sure would appreciate it. All righty, let's get going here. Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? Tuesday, August 20th, 2025. 25. For those who don't know, my name is Rick, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being right here with us at 7:30 Eastern time here in the morning. I absolutely appreciate it. Let me click a button here real quick. Click that button there. And there, I think we have everybody in now. Hey, good morning, Joe, Bart, Daryl, Mike, Alan, Jim, Mike, Sonny, good morning. I think that's everybody. Chuck, good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let's take a look at the market. One sec before we do, please bear with me. On August 26th, it's a Tuesday, I have a boot camp open house that I will be presenting here at Hit and Run Candlesticks, and everyone is invited. You just need to register for it. So please, if you are in YouTube, look down in the description. There'll be a link to register. If you're on Facebook, you'll find registration links on Facebook. We'll be posting them out today. Anywhere else, and there's several other social media places that will have that as well. So please just, click on that registration, and we'll do that. Hey, Chip is asking if it'll be recorded. Interesting. It's an all-day webinar, so probably not. Probably not. But let's talk about the great idea, because during the webinar, we're doing this one a little different. It's more of a boot camp. Notice that there we are, say, at 10:30 a.m., set up and review, rounded bottom breakout. You know what? I just might be able to record just that one right there. And then at noon, we're going to do the pinball setup and the modified pinball setup. I could record that. And then I guess I could record those two, and that could go out to those that register, Chip. Good point. I couldn't record all day long. That I couldn't do. That's just, wow. That would be a lot of recording. So can't do that. So, please remember, here's this right here. There it is. Tuesday, August 26, 2025, 8:45 to 4:15 in the morning. So we'll get it all kicked off. Okay. So please register. Got to remember that. All right. Now let's take a look at some stuff over here. Let me move some. There we go. Bear with me. Getting things off the screen so I can. There we go. That's good enough. Hey, good morning. Is it Anil? Anil, good morning. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning. Glad to have you here. Appreciate it. Okay. So, wow. Did the market change yesterday, or did it change? Is the bear back in town? Is it? Well, it could be, but not yet. Okay. So, I hate it when I do this. So I'm going to try to talk while my drawing tools come up. Please forgive me. I'm not sure what to talk about. It's a nice day here. Hey, they're coming fast today. All right. Maybe we've got this, huh? All right. Now let's go to town. So, we've had a dark cloud cover here. That's what that is in candle speak. That's a dark cloud cover. That's a doji. And then we have follow through here. These three bars are called a doji continuation pattern. You can have that both in bullish and bearish. This happens to be bullish. You can imagine what the bullish would look like, just the opposite. and white open candles here. This is a bearish setup, and bearishness anywhere on a chart, it doesn't tell you how long the bearishness is going to be. So it doesn't tell you, and there's nothing that can tell you that, well, the bearishness is going to be that far down. It doesn't tell you that the bearishness is only going to be that far down. Just doesn't do that. It tells you that there's some bearish. Now, what I do a lot, and I did this in a room yesterday, I said, if we close with a candle that looked like that, I will bet we see a lower low. Well, we're getting our lower low, but what I don't know is where we're going to close. Are we going to continue to close down, or are we going to stabilize here and try, well, stabilize, and then maybe try the next day to move up higher, possibly move up higher today? One of the biggest aha moments I've learned in trading is don't guess, because all the answers are right in front of you. They really, really are. All the answers are right here. And it's simply follow the trend. Follow the trend. Now, I personally use, it's what we call the trend indicator right there. Those green dots, they can be red at times. Right there, that's my trend. And if the black line is above the trend, we are still bullish. Does not matter what these candles do. Price action is all over the place. Price action can rally way, 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 way up, and then it can come down, and that's still bullish. Here we're coming down. That's still bullish until we break trend. Well, what is trend? In the way I trade, those green dots are trend. The fact that the T line is over it is we're holding that trend. So let me show you a bearish trend. See over here, see how the black line is below the red dots? And they're red. That's a key thing right there. They're red. That means price is underneath them. And the T line, price can be underneath them and will turn it red. T line doesn't necessarily have to be underneath them, but it's pretty rare if it's not. But that's a downtrend right here. And then right there, that's bullish. No matter how many pullbacks you get, this remained bullish all the way up. Got a little bearish right here, maybe. Little bit, little tiny bit. Nothing strong. Notice the T line didn't get down below it. So follow the trends, easiest thing to do. Now, here's another little thing about this. When price action is acting kind of wonky like this, and I take that back. Wonky would mean crazy. This is not crazy. These are deliberate. When price action is acting deliberate like this, maybe we could be a little careful. Just because the trend is still holding, maybe it's time to just pump the brakes a little bit. Protect what you have. Let the market do what it needs to do, okay? Hello, Jay. Glad you're here. The market, I can't say this for sure, but the market could be waiting for Friday when Mr. Powell is going to announce either a rate decrease or not. Market could be kind of waiting for that. And then again, who's to say a lower in rates is going to actually boost the market or not? I think by and large, traders believe that it will boost the market a little bit, but you can't be sure till it happens. So I just want to point out all the answers are right here in the chart. Opinions get checked at the door when you get into your office, when you open your computer. Take your opinions and put it in a box, seal that box up, and focus on the charts, okay? T2123, if you look down here, I just about live and die by this little indicator, and we are still very bullish here, very bullish. Now, this indicator right here is not real time, and this is VXX, and this is real time. So we have a little issue going on here right now. We closed Friday very well, or maybe not very well, but we closed on the bullish side on this T2123 indicator. Over here on VXX yesterday, we closed not great, not bad if you're looking for the VIX to move up, but we did close under what we wanted to close under. Now, pre-market, you can see that VXX is popping up here, right? So that's going to show that right away in the morning, we're going to have a little bit of fear pushing into the market. So that could cause some charts to pull back, especially the indices pull back a little bit. We're going to keep our eye on this right here because we can still stay bullish, even if we get a little bit strength in the VIX here. But somewhere here this morning, that can't stay for very long. Something will happen, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that for you. If you have that, that's something pretty good to keep an eye on. Well worth it here. All right. So with all that said, what do we have to do here? Again, I want to remind you of our open house boot camp on Tuesday, okay? So please, if anybody would like to come to that, make sure you register. Hey, let's take a look at AMD real quick. If you're looking for a short, take a look at AMD. AMD, to me, looks like we're headed down to the, let's just move that line right there. Headed down to that 50-period moving average. For those that don't know, I use moving averages an awful lot. I don't use a lot of moving averages. I just use them a lot, the ones that I use. And I personally think it's a great strategy. It's very visual. It's very easy to see. It's like you can see things happen before they happen. And right now, it looks like that AMD is headed down to the 50-period moving average. The next moving average below, if it started to get down there, would be about our 200-period moving average right in here. Now, there's lots of places it could stop in the meantime. I'm not saying that's where we're headed because there are many, many places here, price action-wise, where it could stop and start to reverse back up. And it could reverse right off that 50 as well. Here's something that is looking kind of short to me. Coin. You get into the Bitcoin world. Here's a coin. We have failed the 50-period moving average. We call this a blue ice failure. You can see price is below the T-line. T-line is below the trendicator. Trendicator has broken down through the 50-period moving average, giving us that blue ice failure. And the target is the 200-period moving average. Very, very simple. Take a look at BITO. Is that right? Yeah. Take a look at BITO here. We're crossing down through the 50% retracement line. Two targets, say before today, we're already at one target. Say up here, if you're looking at it, one of the targets would have been right there. There's the line. And then let's just duplicate this and drop it down. And about right in this area is the next target to the downside on BITO there. And then there's IBIT. Some people like that one. IBIT is setting up for that blue ice failure. Here we are. We've got a nice top. 50-period moving average is still rising. It looks like we're going to break through it. So once price starts moving below that 50, that starts signaling that blue ice failure. And then what we're going to look at is we're going to put some lines right in here like that. Well, let's just make this all the way across. You should think I could do that. There you go. So right here's what we call the dotted deuce. It's a modified 200-period moving average. And if you look over here, you can see that price action where we might get a little support right through there from that price and from the dotted deuce right here. Now, there's a couple other places this thing could come down to and stop. It doesn't have to come all the way down here. This thing could stop in the neighborhood of, say 60-50 would be be an area where it could stop. Heck, it could maybe even 62.50 could stop in here. Okay, so, but from a moving average, if I was setting this chart up for short, that's where I would put a target. And then I would also put targets in those other places as well. just to let me know that, there's areas in the middle there. So, let's see here. I have a couple questions here. Good morning, Jen. Hello, I'm new to your channel. Glad to have you here. And was just looking for a news update on Trump stocks. And then your channel popped up. I don't know what Trump stocks are. So if you want to list a stock, by all means, we can take a look at it. Okay. I am currently swing trading the WTI on a 3 leverage basis. You currently discuss following the trend. Could you also discuss the indicators? Seems like you use MACD. Do you also use RSI and stochastics? Absolutely not. Do I use any of those? I do not use MACD. I do not use RSI, and I do not use stochastics. I use candlesticks. I use moving averages, and as far as an indicator goes, I use this T2123, which is something from TC 2000, if you have it there. And this right here is the accumulative 4-week new high low, and I use it 99.9% of the time on the hourly chart. Outside of that, there's not any indicators that I use, okay? And so you said you were looking at WTI, is that right? And what'd you say? Well, maybe that's not quite what you said, but if you have a chart you want me to take a peek at, please do so. But yeah, Jan, sorry, I just don't use indicators. Everything is right here in the chart with the candlesticks and moving averages for me. Okay. Hey, Jim, 3 on my 3/8 trap watch list, possibly long. Oh, I see what you're saying. PFE. I totally agree with you with PFE. That's looking good, isn't it? Take a look at that. Beautiful chart. So we have a 3/8 trap here. That's definitely for sure. We have a chart that's breaking out over a downtrend. That's this line right here. Definitely breaking out. We have a chart where price is breaking out of the 200 period moving average. Totally agree with you, Jim. I've got this on my watch list, and it looks pretty darn good. Now, I've drawn a line from way up here, December 2022. That's a long way. Wow. 2022 down to the lows here of April 25. And I'm going to get rid of this line right there. And what this has done is given me these horizontal lines. These are the lines that I use for target areas. 2 of them are fib lines, and the rest are just quadrant lines. And this line right here is my 50% line. That's my golden line. That's my wish line. I wish price would go from here to here, and I would be happy. Now, that doesn't always happen, and we're pretty far. So to think that's going to happen like in order is really not good thinking. It's not going to happen. They would have to, I don't know, cure cancer or something. They would have to do something pretty crazy to do that, to get up there. Let's draw another one, and something a little more realistic. And even if we just took this high right here, let's do that. So let's take this high. So our goal by doing this, and we can talk about this maybe in the open house and the boot camp. I'll make sure I talk about this a little bit. Is you can sort of put this at any top you want, and then put the bottom on the bottom, and then we can find where is it here? There we go. So that would be my golden line. That right there to me would be magnificent. Price going there. Now you can see it's not very far. If we were looking at the chart down here, man, it would look pretty tasty, wouldn't it? And you can see that, we took the price from this top to this bottom, and nothing in the middle did we talk about. Nothing. And you can see where that 50% went, right through all that congestion. That makes for a good target, makes for a good speed bump / resistance area. Well, you can see we went up to it once and it was shot down. And that is perfectly normal and happens a lot. You start moving on it second time, even the third time, fourth time, that becomes more likely to break through. So from here, we've got ourselves a nice little pop up, little pop out of the box setting up. You've got about 3, 4, maybe 4%, depending where you enter and sell it. Trade on this, watch for it to break out, and that's the key. When it breaks out, it doesn't have to be this time, but when it breaks out, now you've got yourself some other targets to the upside. Whoops, let's move this one up. There we go. So that will make for a pretty nice target right there, say about 27.50. We'll do that again. Just duplicate that. Man, it's not letting me grab a hold of it, is it? There we go. And we'll look at that one right there, around 29. So let's look at this. By putting this on our line that we created, and everybody has these lines on your charts, okay? Everybody can do this. If you look across, see those tops? Wouldn't that be a great place for a target or a little speed bump as price comes up to it? So once we get through this main one, tap that one, maybe take a little profits off the table, something like that. And then you've got a third one up here. So to me, I'm looking at this thinking, there's about a 14, 15% trade coming out of PFE here. And PFE is looking fantastic. So thank you for that, Jim. I'm going to flag that. Ooh, I already have it flagged. And then Jim's got MGA up there. MGA, nice trend. That's looking great. I'm going to look at the weekly real quick. Yeah, looking good here. Weekly popping up. Beautiful, beautiful trend. Nice. Let's do this. Boom. Let's put a high right there. I'm putting my high on this candle. So here we pop up and we pull back. We're testing that 43.60, right where that high was. We're testing that. There's your flag, flagpole. There's your flag down. We've got an inside day being put in right now. If we were to break out, that's what a lot of traders are waiting for. Some traders are already buying. Some traders will buy early in the morning. Some traders are going to wait for the breakout. And at the end, all traders are looking for that, that follow through. This is what we're all looking for right here. When this thing gets to cooking, moving up. Pretty nice chart. Now I want to go back to the weekly right here. And this is a rounded bottom breakout, by the way, on the weekly. And I love that. So I think we can try this one. I might move it. Yeah, I might move it. Yeah. You see these lows right over here? You see that big tall candle right in there? I think that's a more appropriate place for that. Yeah, I think it's a more appropriate place. So let's just take a look. If we just follow the lines down, you can see where we had one tested here. That's pretty impressive. You see, here, let me make this a little bit darker. You guys can see it. I keep it light because that'll make my eyes go crazy if I looked at that all day long, right? So let's do it this way too. All right. See that line right there? That one? See that next line? This next line right here? We'll start right here and just go across. See the price action tag, price action tag, price action tag, PAT, 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 price action tag. When you get multiple tags, that must mean something. Pretty impressive. I like that a lot when that happens. Now let's take this one. This is my golden one. I better make this one this color. All right. Now we're going to do this all the way across. We'll just all the way across. Right there. Now we'll take this. Look how we tagged it, tagged it, tagged it, tagged it, and then broke down through it. That's a very important line, that 50% retracement. That's why I love it so much. It just makes her a terrific target. So that MGA looking pretty nice there. So we've got ourselves about a 17% move up there. Sweet. I'm going to, oh, that one's already flagged. Thanks. And I won't be so long on these others. Okay, Jim. RKT, RKT. There we go. RKT is up. You know, this one's a little up. The others, I think I like a little bit better. I think we need a little bit more rest. This one would be one for the watch list, maybe. Rest a little bit. Let the T-line or the 8 EMA crawl up a little bit. Let them get together, kind of squeeze together a little bit, and then that might really take off there. But bullish, definitely bullish, okay? And then for short, you've got MCHP. Yeah, especially if we get through that 50-period moving average. That's what I would want to see. So price drops down here. I absolutely see that possibility of a short. And right there and right here makes a good target. And then there's another nice target right there. Bingo. Thank you very much. Hey, Bal, some Fastenal. You got some Fastenal yesterday? Yeah. Way to go, Bal. Way to go. Look at you. You're gonna do all right. Whoops. There it is. Yeah, you're gonna do all right. I see no reason why we're not going to hit our target up here at all. So beautiful chart. Way to go. Thumbs up. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Hey, Jen. Sharon, AVGO. So right now, AVGO, I would be hard pressed to look for a long because there's no long trade here. We are still looking to the downside. There's the downside. We want to be long when we see the turnaround. Right now, what I see more than anything is maybe a target closer to that 50-period moving average. So slide down a little bit, get a little closer, let it bounce, let it do its thing, and then let's look for the turn for maybe long on that. Okay. I love the chart. I think it's just a normal pullback. But yeah, I would be hard pressed. I guess the only way I would look, for this to be long, if you're looking long, you didn't say, so I don't know, is if it did this today, yeah, we haven't be long. But just right here, no, I don't think so. Here, I've got another couple of them. Pcor, is that Pcor? Yeah, Pcor, if this starts to drop down, that might be a short right in there. We've got a big old failure here. It's trying to move up, and the transports, they're doing really well. They're doing really well, but Pcor, why am I looking? Why did I think that? Maybe it's another one. Never mind. I'm looking at something else. My bad. Mine's going 100 miles an hour. But Pcor under 64.80, I might have to look for that as a short. For the long side, and until it gets over the 50, I wouldn't even touch it till we get over that 50-period moving average. ON. This is another short setting up. Here we've dropped below the 50% line. We're putting in a bear flag right now. Next target down is about 41.30 on that. Okay, about 41.30. So, any questions or anything? And if not, I would like to invite members. Of course, you don't have to register. Okay, you're going to be here anyway. But anyone that's not a member, please register for our open house. And here's some times. For instance, if you don't want to be there all day long, be there at 10:30 a.m. These are all Eastern times, and we'll discuss the rounded bottom breakout. At noon, we're going to do the pinball and the modified pinball. And then, the last 2 hours, that's when we'll do a lot of other stuff. This might be a good time to come in. And of course, I would love to have you here all day long, but I understand that you might not be able to. Okay. Hey, Sharon, you're looking at XLB. Yeah. XLB is still bullish right now. I think the biggest trick for XLB is to get over that trend line right there. I guess we could draw one here, make it look a little bit uniformed. There you go. But here we have, a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We've got a nice tight wedge set up. Great candle yesterday. Inside day so far today. Price is above the T line. T line's above the trend indicator. Trend indicator is above the 50. I have to be bullish on this chart, the way the chart is set up on this one. All right. And then XL. X, did I do that? XLRE. There we go. XLRE, not going to be so bullish on that. And I'm not really 100% bearish on it either. It's just a chart moving sideways, not giving too many clues at all. Yeah, not too many clues at all. Let's do this. So, well, you know what I'm going to do? Do it this way first. So here's the high, and there is the low right there. I did that just to find that 50% mark. So now what I'm going to do is this right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 lines above the 50% mark right there. Okay. Now, when it drops down, it'll be bearish. When it breaks out, it'll be bullish. Trading doesn't have to be complicated. It really does not. Sometimes we complicate it, but then again, we're humans. And I think we're born to complicate crap. We really are. It's part of our nature. But I look at this, I see nothing but a sideways chart and going nowhere. No point in trading it whatsoever. In fact, if it's traded, honestly, I think it's just a big fat guess on what you're going to do with it, up or down. But I would say right there, about where that band is, we break out, well, we just might be bearish. We break down, and we just might be, bullish. Break down, we just might be bearish here, okay? So that's what I would wait for on XLRE. Hey, William, glad to have you here so doggone early in the morning. Target for the SPY. Let's take a look. Whoops. Let's take a look. Target for the SPY. So we got our lower low like we talked about yesterday. So we got that. We've pre-market here anyway. We've tagged the trend indicator. If we get below the trend indicator, that could put the target right at our 50% mark. And all I've done is go from these lows over here, what date? August 1st, to the most recent highs, just to get our lines in here. And but if we close below the trend indicator, I suspect we're going to get that 50% area. And what is that? Somewhere in 632.70, 632.80, somewhere in there. To the upside, target, if this market can close above the T line, the 8 EMA, that's the black line, I think that will be a fantastic move today. I think it truly would. So target just above that black line would be fantastic. For it to break out and take out this candle, somebody's going to have to leak some news about the what they're going to do with the rates, and the market's going to need to like it. So to the downside there, upside above the T line. And then the Qs, let's take, and the Qs, by the way, is the culprit to all of this. Qs are the absolute culprit to this mess, is what we've got. So on the Qs, we've actually come down right to that 50% level. Looks like we're opening up and trying to bounce from it. That 50% line acts as resistance and it acts as support. I'll talk about it a great more on the 26th, Tuesday. Yeah, a great deal more. So right now, the first target we would want on the upside is going to be, is 575.88. We need to get above that candle. But right now, there's no candles show that we're moving up. So really, all we can do is follow the trend right now. So the trend is still pointing down. So the next target to the downside, in my mind, is going to be right here. All right. The next main target will be the 50-period moving average. And there's still one more in between here, right there. Okay. So below here, 1, 2, 3. Before you get 3, you've got to have 1 and 2. Before you get 2, you've got to get 1. And to the upside, you just, there is no target to the upside because there is no upside trend. All righty. Thanks, William. Great question. Is it? Please forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong. Okay. I'm going to say Yat. Can I do that? Yat. That one I can figure out, that part of it. TBBK. Let's take a look. TBBK. Moving. TBBK. Tell you what. Let's do this. Let's draw a line down like this. And let's draw a line up like that right there. So this is one of those charts that's, now, which way is it going to go? Which way is it going to go? What are we going to do with it? Well, the thing of it is we don't particularly need to know which way it's going to go yet. Okay. So what we want to do is let's wait for it. Be patient. Sorry, I'm not, there's my arrow. Be patient. Are we going to break out? Did I get that wrong or what? Are we going to break out or are we going to break down? If we're trying to trade in this area here, I think is just, I'm not going to lie to you, I think is craziness. That's a whole whopping 2% maybe, it's just not worth the risk to bet. And you are betting. There's no question about it, up or down. There's no telltale sign in here. Nothing that really says gives you better than a 0 chance of being right. So let it work. You're only going to give up a couple of percent to the upside and almost no percent to the downside. Now, as it starts to move up, let's say it starts to move up, you buy it in here, right there is 3% up to 75. There's going to be 10, 11%. So there's the trade on the breakout. On the breakdown, the trade for this would be down to that 50-period moving average. And that's, 6%. And then it could easily fall further to the downside. Okay. I hope that was helpful. City, that's one that I'm thinking of buying here. City, I like that City. Couple of targets up here. We're moving sideways. We've rallied up here. We gapped down and just moving sideways. And what I like about City is, one, they're talking about it on TV and everyone likes it. That's one reason. But see how we've rallied up and then we've pulled back? I like that. Nice flat. So what I'm going to watch for is that we start moving up like this. That's where I'll start to look to buy. I don't like, here's something I don't like, okay? I don't do, right or wrong. You may not, I don't know. I don't have to buy, there's what I'm looking for. I don't have to buy this at the cheapest possible place to make money. Because buying at the cheapest possible place also gives you more risk. I don't want more risk. I want less risk. I'd rather have less risk and make less money. So what I want is this to move up. We'll call that a candle, okay? And show me it can hold for the day And then I'll buy maybe at the end of the day, maybe in the middle of the day. And then what I'm going to look for is price to move up into my target areas. And that's where I'll take my money. Okay. Now, what was the other one there? TNL. 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 Why did that do that? Weird things going on my computer here. TNL. There. Yeah, TNL. Just moving sideways. This is another one. Watch for the breakout right here. Watch for the breakout. So right there, watch for that breakout. Nice chart. Not bullish trend. Prices above the T line. T line's above the trend indicator. Everything looking good. There's the weekly chart. I mean, we're up. We're just, resting, consolidating. So watch for that breakout. And that's what I like to do. There's no harm in buying this in here. A lot of people buy in there. Just make sure you have that stop in there. And then if it fails, don't be a hero. Don't try to catch it. And don't try to keep catching it. Get out of it. It's the losses that kill you. Okay. And thank you for that, by the way. Telray. Yeah, Telray's setting up. Nice 3-8 trap here. Here's our 50% return line. We've already been up there once. I suspect we're going to hit it again. Once we get on top of that, then target right here, and for a target, and then the second one, and that'll be plenty to put up here for today. Second one up here about whatever that is, 170 maybe, somewhere in there. So yeah, this is setting up very, very nice. Bullish. I'm going to flag it. I know it's already on my watch list, but I'll flag it anyway here. Hey, Mr. Daryl Jones, how are you? B-I-L-I. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Much appreciated. B-I-L-I, moving up. It looks like it's still trending. The only thing, you've got this, top here, so it may just kind of wobble around for a little while, but definitely a bullish chart, trending up. Price, T-line, trend indicator, everything's in place. Everything looks good there. Look at the cup and handle on this. Look at that. Wow. Look at the weekly. Oh, yeah, let's look at the weekly. Well, let's go back here. We're breaking out of the 200. Here's something that I like about the weekly. I'm going to delete everything in there. Something I like about the weekly is look how flat this thing has gone. And it's actually starting to lift up, starting to get a little bit of life. Man, there's tons and tons of upside potential to this. A crazy amount. I have to flag that one. Thank you. Billy. Yeah. Nice candle pattern here too. Nice chart. Thanks for finding it. Earnings, yeah. Earnings tomorrow. I wouldn't touch that at all. And Daryl, you got another one. Cody. Let's see here. Cody. See, that's another one. Here's another one that's bottoming down here. Looks like I've worked on this one before. Let's just do it all over, though. Cody, this one here. Well, that's the weekly. Hold on. There we go. Rounded bottom breakout. So this is one of the, what am I trying to say? One of the boot camp classes that we'll have during the open house right here is the rounded bottom breakout. And I'll talk about that a whole lot more. But right now, that's looking pretty good. First target up, main target, I should say, is the dotted deuce or the modified 200. And then the next main target is the 200 period moving average. I say main because there's also a target here at 540 and maybe even 559. Okay. All right. Hey, I need to start wrapping this up. So if I cut somebody off, I'm sorry, but I'm way over time here. Hey, Alan, let's look at run. My thoughts. Run. A bullish. And honestly, above 1482 there, man, I used 1482 as the new floor. Very nice. There's the weekly 200 period moving average, and that is a viable target right there. Okay. We'll look at one more, PFGC. PFGC, moving sideways, nice little flag right there. Needs to break out. Here, we'll put one on the bottom to make it look like it's supposed to. Watch for that breakout. And then we probably need to take out, this 101, maybe even 102 area right there. But nice looking chart. Nice run up. We're just in consolidation mode right now. Okay. Hey guys, I got to go. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning at 7:30. Those over there on the social media side, hey, I would love to have you in here on inside the room. Okay. Thanks, everybody. You guys all take care.